Welcome to Mira Tech Talk. This is Max, I'm your host. Welcome back for another video. I want to talk today about the new pricing on the Galaxy S20s due to drop on their release on the announcement date, February 11th. It's only about a week away now, a little bit less. And I think that these phone costs are absolutely in line with what's going on in the market. Look at what the iPhone 11 Pros cost. They started $1,000. So, I was watching Painfully Honest Tech a little bit earlier today, and I agree with Jason's sentiment that these phones are getting out of control in pricing. However, not that I agree that they should keep going up like this, but I do think that you can mitigate cost. And if you look at Samsung's track record, every single year they've had a trade-in incentive up to $600, and usually if you had the previous gen phone with them, you were able to maximize that trade-in, or if you had a high-end iPhone. And $600 is a pretty significant amount, but if you look at the S20 Ultra, that thing's $1,400 on Verizon. So even with $600 off, it's still an $800 phone. Now, I know you're saying, well, I'm going to subsidize it through my carrier, but it's still it's a big deal, because if you look at what, just let's use the Galaxy Fold as an example. That phone's about $1,900, $2,000. Now, if you finance that through AT&T, you have to pay the taxes on $2,000, which varies state to state, depending on what your state income tax rates are. I'm sorry, not state income tax, scratch that, state sales tax, if you have state sales tax on technology. So you have the sales tax, which you have to pay up front with most companies that you finance a phone with, and unless you're Sprint, and if it's on a lease plan, you don't have to pay taxes on the lease, because it's technically a phone you don't own. And then, just a quick side note, if you do decide to keep the phone, you then have to pay the taxes at the end of the lease term, plus the additional payments to finish paying the balance of the phone. But anyway, getting back to my point with AT&T and a Galaxy Fold, a $2,000 phone is like $60 a month. So you're looking at over double the monthly cost of some of these phones now. A phone at financed at $750 with T-Mobile is right around $30 a month. And that's after you've paid the taxes on the device up front. Now, other ways you can mitigate cost. You can do something with Samsung directly. They have Samsung Upgrade, which is a monthly payment plan. You're still paying for the phone monthly, but it's on a 0% interest finance plan through TD Bank. That's who they use as their financing partner. It's just like Apple's upgrade program for their internal upgrade program. That uses Citizens Bank, or Citizens, I believe it's either Citizens One Bank or Citizens Bank. It's another third-party finance firm they work with. And that's also, by the way, a 0% interest program. So you do have to go through a credit check for those programs. That's the other downside. So you go through a credit check, you get approved for the amount, you finance the phone. After 12 months with Samsung, you're paying off the phone. You can then trade for the newer model, if you so choose. But that's only, so you're basically paying annually for a phone at that point. So you're perpetually paying for a phone. So really, I guess the only way to mitigate cost is to take advantage of their trade-in plans to really just get the cost of the phone down, or wait until the phones go on sale, which Samsung flagships inevitably go on sale. Right now, or at least recently, you could have gotten a Note 10 Plus, the base model, unlocked from Samsung directly for $899, and that phone at release was $1,100, so it's already discounted. So they already discounted that phone $200. It's only been out since October. And they also have a track history of further discounting. I mean, if you buy their phones through retailer, let's say like Best Buy, I've seen Best Buy discount their phones. If you activate an unlocked phone on a carrier, I've seen discounts up to $300 with them. So there are ways to mitigate costs. It's just, are you willing to wait for those sales? Do you have a device to trade in? And I would honestly agree with Jason. If you can't mitigate costs of that phone, do not pay full price. Do not pay $1,400 for a flagship phone. I just could never justify that to someone. Now, me personally, I do have an iPhone 11 Pro, but I traded in my old model to mitigate cost for the new one. So I wasn't paying the entire value. I'd already invested in last year's XS model. I traded that in, and I got almost $500 back against the cost of a new iPhone 11 Pro Max. So just about 40% of the cost was covered on the device, and the rest was financed through the Apple upgrade program. Conversely, what you can do, just buy last year's model. The S10 will get significantly discounted once these devices release. I guarantee it. It happens every year. So one other thing to consider with Samsung devices, and I do hope their track record changes in this regard, because they've been doing so good with actually monthly security updates, have been doing great with on their flagship lines. The Note series and the S10 series have actually been beating the Pixel line to updates in terms of how soon they release them in the month. So at least for the last 3 months in a row, they've done it for the American models. So that's my 2 cents. Save the money if you can. Don't pay full price for these phones. Just word from the wise, that's all. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you going to buy one of these things when you go out on release day? Are you going to wait for it to go on sale, which I highly recommend that you do. So let me know what you think. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you love it. Or there's that other button if you didn't like it. I'm fine with that too. It's feedback for me. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one.